recap on the past few days. It's about 2 degrees outside and we're back in the Netherlands. And I'm freezing. It's cold. We have turned it up now. And this weather is hard for me. So here's something I didn't expect to notice. In some places, technology feels finished. Like the problem, it's closed. A little bit of a quick context before I start this video. I live between South Africa and the Netherlands. I spent most of my life in South Africa, but the past 3 years, I've been studying and working in the Netherlands. Before I continue, I'm just gonna take this off, and I just got back from work. If you're not up to date, I came back from South Africa like 3 days ago. And what was quite apparent to me, and I have my logbook. Let me get my logbook, hold on. Here's my logbook. This logbook I took with me, and I actually scripted some stuff down on the airplane about the contrast that I noticed in South Africa. Now, coming back to the Netherlands, they were almost accentuated. And it's along the concept of, if we're using technology differently in different parts of the world, are we gonna land up at a different technological future or the same technological future? And the example that I'm going to use today to highlight this, or to dive deeper a little bit into this topic, is maps. Google Maps. In the Netherlands, navigation, I don't want to say it feels solved, but it feels kind of complete. If you need to go somewhere, you open Google Maps and you can pick your modality of transport, whether it's walking, a car, or a train, or a bicycle. And you put in where you need to go, and the navigation, it kind of takes you there without any hiccups or anything. And you don't really question it. You trust that it's going to get you to where you want to go. However, in South Africa, it's a little bit different. There was an example of this when I was going to the Pilanesberg. If you haven't watched that episode, you can watch it there. We went to go look at lions and animals and stuff on a safari. But we couldn't go. Google Maps sent us in one route, and we just couldn't go that route. It was closed off. So it sent us through a little African village. Here are some clips of that village. I thought it was beautiful. But my friend actually got a little bit scared, and we had to turn around and find a whole detour around. And what actually happened is that the road just wasn't updated on Google Maps, that there was an issue. And this is not the first time that this has happened to me in South Africa. It's kind of just accepted. Some of the times you ask people and you say, hey, like, Booty, like, hey, do you know where I can go find this direction here, whatever. Less common in the bigger city areas, but when you get out to the rural side of things, that does happen. So this part of navigation, it does have this social aspect to it still in South Africa. It almost feels like there's a layer of social knowledge above what Google Maps knows, if you're kind of catching my drift. And this is where I picked up a little bit of a contrast here. It doesn't feel like South Africa lacks some sort of technology. It just feels like we have a different relationship with it. In one place, like the Netherlands, for example, navigation is treated as a system problem, something that technology can fully handle on its own. In another place, like South Africa, technology, it assists, but the judgment kind of stays with the people. So I don't know the answer to this question. If we look at a timeline of technology and we say this is the beginning of it, where we move from like map books to Google Maps, and this is kind of where the future is, where technology does it automatically in your glasses, is this timeline that we foresee, is South Africa closer to this side and the Netherlands further along? Or is it the other way around, where the technology exists but South Africa is still choosing to have this social aspect to it? I don't know the answer to this. And from the obvious side, you can be like, the Netherlands, because Google Maps is designed to control everything, that's the right way to do it. But is it? Is that? Should we just trust that the technologies will know better, or should we still design to have human judgment there? Because once technology sees this problem that they're trying to solve as complete, humans just completely trust it. And we stop practicing the skills that are around that. And that, I think it changes how we move through the world. And it kind of happens without us making an active decision. Tomorrow, we'll have a different example. So I'll check you then. Thanks for bearing with me in this interim period over here. I think I'll explain it in most of the videos, but usually I write my scripts and I have a grand idea on, like it's in this book, on what the next series is going to be on the channel, but I usually write the scripts and do everything on the weekend. But the last weekend was like me saying goodbye to my family and friends, so it was really hard, and I chose to do that rather than get the scripts running. So these are a little bit, I don't want to say they're full of videos, but they were in my ideas book, and it kind of leads to the new series that I'm gonna do. So thanks for bearing with me. See you tomorrow.